Hi everyone, it's Friday the 9th of June and I'm down the plot. Been down here a few hours doing a few jobs and that, you know, building some supports for the sunflowers, peas, and I've finally got around to building a support for the asparagus, even though I still don't know if I'm going to keep it long term. I thought, well, I built it in a certain way that I can use it as like a net support in the future for maybe a not so tall crop. So I've harvested a few bits. Over the last sort of week or so, mainly just greens and lettuce. So it's been nice, this evening. So, but the last few days just had horrendous wind and rain, so things took a battering. Hence the reason why I put supports up, because I had to just come down with some canes and put some canes in, just try and temporary support stuff. So I'll come and get the camera and you can have a look around. I'm going to harvest some stuff because I think my broccoli is pretty much ready. I don't leave it much longer in case it blows, it goes to seed. So and I don't want that. So I'll have a look around while there's still a bit of daylight left. Right, we're in the fruit cage with the blueberries and everything's been pollinated, so the door's finally been shut. So hopefully nothing will come in and rob them. So there's full of berries, there's plenty of them on most of them, to be honest. I mean, there's some there, plenty on that. That's full of them. So it's going to be another good year for the blueberries. I don't know if that's going to handle with all the weight, but it is. They are sending out some new sprouts from down in the middle. One of them's a bit slow. It's not sending so many out, but I think I'll be pruning this branch out at the end of the year. So there's stacks on these. These are, I can't remember the varieties of these. I've had them a few years now. These are like the smaller bush. The other ones are high bushes, but I'm not going to let them get high. I intend on keeping them not much bigger than this, to be honest. I'd rather be a little bit taller, but not quite as bushy outwards. So, raspberries, I bit the bullet and I took them out and planted the courgettes in. But I did manage to get a few raspberry, like sprouts out. So I've put them in pots at home in the garden and I'll just see how they go, and if they come round, I might replant them. Maybe at home, maybe here once I've got things under control. But there's five of them. I think the variety is Venus, I think, or Easy Pick. I can't remember now. Celeriac seems to be going okay. I mean, things have had a right battering off aphids. So when I was down here the other night spraying for blight, I got my water spray and I just jetted all the fresh growth in the middle, try and knock them off. So I've made a makeshift pea net. It was a bit hit and miss really. I only just had enough netting. I've had to bodge it together a bit here and there, but like I say, it was just a last minute decision to just stick some peas in, so that's in. Sunflower support. It's pretty robust. Probably about 10-11 foot tall. If they get that big, that's wishful thinking, because they are quite small still at the moment, because maybe it was a bad idea planting them behind these. These Moulin Rouge are probably getting on to about 5 foot now. So the big ones are down behind, but they should burst through. They have been growing quite quickly this last week or so. But even with these, they had aphids all over the tops. They've been absolutely chomped by slugs and that. So it's pretty, it's pretty robust. So there's plenty to tie it to as they grow, if they grow. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean, it's mainly wood that I had from the fruit cage build, because I was obviously going to build it bigger. But I thought, well, I've got some wood, so I'll use it on that. Save cutting it, and that the uprights were just the same length as I brought me, so I can reuse most of it anyway. Same as the pea net. It's all slate batten. Netting I already had, just leftovers. So sweet peas, plenty of flowers. Not getting much height to them, but they are slowly growing. Another sunflower there. Can't remember the variety. Keep forgetting it. I think it's sunflower woe, I think it is. It gets about 2-3 foot high, I think, you know, just a bushy one. And there's the asparagus sort of support. So it's so again, this is quite sturdy. So each asparagus now has its sort of growing area, just probably about 14-inch square. You know, I've put this quite high. It's about 800 mil off the actual bed high. So it's probably, you know, at least mid plant height. So when they get tall, they're not going to all lie over, which doesn't do the crowns much good. I might get some more crowns this year and fill in the gaps. Not in any particular order, you know. I mean, the actual this Pacific purple, I've got 2 there. So I know that one at the back there, I think, is Ariana or something. So I might get another pack of Ariana and just put Ariana up this end, and I'll probably have enough Ariana. I'll just put one down in there. I think these are Mondeo. These are Pacific 2000. These. So, but I'll just, you know, I'll probably fill it, and then it's either that or I get rid of them. I do something else in there. But like I say, I can use this and just drape a net over it, so it's okay for brassicas, anything like that really, or even strawberry bed. So that's a big job out of the way. Got the old owl. I can't remember what your name was, but you said about he looks like an Albert, so I said, right, okay, we'll call him Albert. So this has got a name now. It's supposed to be a bird scarer, as is the other falcon thing over there, but they don't work. I've had birds actually sit on them and poo on them, so that's how scary they are. I mean, this one's head spins round, gets too windy, its head falls off. Right, crack on with gardening bit. Peas, plenty of flowers, and we've started with pods as well. I've just squeezed down. There's not a lot of room down here, so pods are swelling. So these are getting up for nearly 4 foot high now. Seen a few ladybirds about, so I'm hoping they're getting tucked into the aphids. These are the direct sown peas as well, and slowly catching up. Celery, I need to just go around and get rid of some of the, you know, the outside stuff. But it's all doing okay. So I have to think about, you know, wrapping them. Probably another 3 or 4 weeks I might wrap some up, and then they can have 3-4 weeks, you know, blanching off. 10 days isn't enough. Even they are self-blanching, but you know, I'd like to try and get them as pale as I can. Alright, French climbing beans absolutely got smacked by the wind. Some of the tips have like snapped off, so I've never done this. I've never tied them up ever. Sometimes I've low down just to get them started, but this, I mean, they've been wrapped round. They just got like unwrapped by the wind. So I'll see how they go. But I might actually come down. I might plant a couple of seeds near each cane as well, so it's like a secondary one. And I have lettuce. I can start harvesting some of that soon, you know, for my tortoise. Just pick the outer leaves. That's like a second lot of iceberg. Some cure and some freckles. I had some Santero onion seedlings left over in a tray, so they've gone in. I had some Zabrun shallot seedlings as well, because I've sown some at home. That, you know, planted them in the garden, but I had enough, so I thought I'd put some of them in here. Some of the, I can't remember what they are now. I've got a tag here, so bear with me a sec. Onion Siam. So I think they're a bit like a shallot, supposed to be. You know, a cylindrical thing. Spring onions, I'm actually going to start harvesting them. I might take a few tonight actually, because I don't want to get them too big. Beetroots. They'll be getting ready for picking a few soon, I should imagine. Yeah, some down there. Probably getting golf ball size. A few like white ones as well. But never mind. But considering the state they were in when they went in, it took a while to get going, and actually getting something on them. So it's all a bonus. The onion bed. It's taken an absolute battering since I took the net off. I wish I'd have left it on now. I've kind of put a string around the outside, stop all the tops coming over onto the path. I've got one that I can see so far that's going to seed. I need to plant the onions a bit deeper next year, I think, because with them being no dig, it's quite soft, so it is easy for them to topple over. But we've had a bit of rain, so that should take the shock off them a little bit. But it's like you've got onion sets and then the onion seedlings, so they're not too bad, to be honest. They're kind of catching up. Sweet corn, it's all taken. I'll probably give it a bit of a nitrogen feed next week, or a bit of seaweed, something like that. Lettuce, absolutely plagued with aphids, so they got a blast the other night, but I really need to start harvesting this lettuce. I have been taking, you know, some, but I'm going to take a good few, because obviously I'll eat them and Torts will eat them as well. So there's plenty to go at. Garlic, I need to take these hoops off, but I'm not doing it tonight. I'll do it another day. It's not doing any harm. All seems okay. There's no scrapes coming up or anything like that. I've got one that's kind of split down there, but I've had a feel around. There's a sort of tiny bulb on them at the moment, so they should start chunking out, you know, pretty soon. So I'll give them a top dressing next week. So I've got some feed which is for garlic and onions, just a granular feed. Potatoes, everything's held up. Been sprayed weekly with, you know, with a blight spray, but you know, like always, you never can be 100% sure. So you just got to hope for the best and keep them in as long as you can. A few little gaps here and there, but nothing major. The mounds are quite big. They're over a foot high, the mounds. But I think I've got about 3 weeks left for these Casablancas, and I can start harvesting them, and then probably 2 weeks after the Morris pears, because I need to get these 2 rows out ASAP, because I'll have me sprouts and stuff like that, providing they're ready to go in. Over to brassicas, like I said, broccoli, I'm going to harvest it because it's gonna blow if if you get a couple of hot days and stuff, it's just going to blow. So they're a good, 5-6 inch, some of them. So I'm going to take all the heads, and then they can spend a few weeks sending out side shoots while the seedlings are growing on. Some of the cabbages are starting to form now, the hearts. Cauliflowers, I have no idea what they're doing down there at the moment. So they look like starting to twist a bit inside, so obviously there's something forming. That bit of a mishap by me, I think. I've actually got a cabbage, but it's actually a green. I grow them Durham early, actually grow them for like a spring green. So I'm harvesting some of them because I need some of them for tortoise as well. And so I can start getting this bed sort of emptied, ready for a second run, because I've got some Savoy cabbage seeds I've sown. So I think that's about it really for on the plot. The strawberries, I need to come and put a net on. I need to come down and have a couple of hours, but I can do it when I come down and harvest. There are strawberries starting to form, so I need to start thinking about putting a net over. Even though I don't tend to get plagued too much by the birds, but I've no straw to tuck underneath them or anything, so I need to think about what I'm going to do there. But all in all, it's time now to start harvesting. So I think I'll get on with harvesting, and I'll let you have a look at what I've managed to harvest, if there's any daylight left, because I need to get home, because I've got a potato reveal to do and a look around the garden, how things are going on there. So if I don't get a chance to do that tonight, I'll probably film that in the morning and then put it on tomorrow night, which will be Saturday or even Sunday maybe. Right, I'll get on with harvesting some stuff. Right, I'll get this side, well, the net lifted up. I hope nothing nasty gets in, or butterflies or anything. I'll do this side first, and then I'll lift the other side up as well. There's a few weeds I'm just going to pull out. Just leave them on the side there to dry out in the sun. I did see a potato plant somewhere. I think it's on the other side. There, so it doesn't blow down on my head, and see what I've got. Not really got anything great for cutting them with me, I don't think. An old rusty knife thing. So I'll leave. No, I'll take it. It's not worth leaving it. They're not massive, but they'll do for me. I'll just put them there for now. Because I've had it before, you know, and held on, and next thing there's a big array of yellow flowers, so I don't want that to happen again. So they'll start bobbing side shoots out now. It's already sending quite a few out now. I tend to not get down here enough to harvest the side shoots. I think the broccoli at home's actually bigger than this. It was actually planted out later. So variety, this is a Quails, which is the same one I've done for a few years now. I've done Iron Man, you know, and I think the other one's Typhoon. You know, they're all okay, but I like the Quails because it's quite a short, compact plant. Might trim a few of these side shoots off, otherwise they'll be turning to flowers and all. That's them, that's the broccoli. Right, greens now. Where's that potato? Oh God, it's actually got a potato on it. There. Right, I'll leave that one that's in between the collie for now. Get some of these out down this end so it gives it a bit of space. Secateurs on that. Yeah, so they are quite a large, you know, there's a lot of greenery on it. Really thick leaves as well. So I'll take a couple of them for now, I think. Get rid of this one off the end here. Still see my little drinking straws. Yeah, I think that'll do for now for the greens. I need to get in here and get rid of some of the you know, the low-lying foliage that's yellowing off a bit. But I haven't really got time today, so I'll come down another day. Actually suffering a bit with a bad back, to be honest. them there for the moment. Put this net back over. Then we'll get some lettuce, I think. Pull my secateurs out, I don't want to trap them under the net. Just slightly tight this net to take care to try and push the leaves up without snapping so many, because you do crack a few off. Make sure all these are tucked in. There's different ways of doing nets and that, but I found this has been just easy enough for me to do, really. Doesn't take up any space to store them. It's not a fixed type of thing. And then the compost heap. Put this stuff on the bench for now. Like an obstacle course on here. Got the old broccoli now. So some of this will be kept fresh for a week or so. A lot of it will just get blanched and frozen. But like I say, they're not gigantic broccoli heads, but nevertheless, I don't leave them too long. Considering they were off to a slow start with having the roots nibbled at and whatnot, bloody leather jackets and that. But the drinking straws have paid off again. They didn't get sheared off, so it definitely works. Right, come move this camera and get a load of lettuce now. Oh, bear with me a moment for the wobbly camera. I think that's a put you. Yeah, we'll go somewhere about there. I'll try and get around now, kicking the camera over or falling over my garlic. Right, I can't remember which lettuce is which. I think this is the Cure and that's Sweet Success, but the sweet, I actually like the look of the Sweet Success. It's quite a crispy lettuce, so there's plenty of size on these. It's decent sized lettuce, so take one of them. It's iceberg like. Take that one because it's starting to erupt, that one. Can find the stem, it's down there somewhere. I'll off the roots with it as well, don't want that. That's the iceberg, it's had a good drink and started to grow a bit too quick. I'll take this one here on the end. So lots of green fly on them. Thrips as well, I think. But still, it won't wash off. All I do is I just submerge them and leave them submerged underwater for about 3/4 an hour. It tends to kill everything off. There's a big freckles there. It looks a bit tatty, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. I think it looks like it's a bit tatty, and it might be a bit of an aphid madhouse. No, doesn't seem too bad. But I'll tell you, they're a fair size. We'll go and put these down here. And I've got the joy to carrying this all back over to the van as well. And I haven't got my wheelbarrow. Oh well. This one I'm going to take as well, get some spring onions. Falling over everywhere. Just come and move this camera. So when I sold these spring onions, I sold them in little clusters, like quite a few of the gardeners do on YouTube. Bear with the camera, try and move it as steady as I can. So all I'm going to do is pull a clump of them out. It's nothing fancy. They're not big, but last year I waited and they got quite big, and they were sort of like all ready, and then rust came. So there's no signs of rust on them yet. Which? There's two varieties here, you see. They're white Lisbon, and these are the Ishikura. So we'll take some of the white Lisbon because they look a bit taller. Not going to take many. So this is a cluster of 3 here. I'll take them. We'll just pull them up in clumps. What else we got down here? So look. Take a bunch of smaller ones as well, I think. Sometimes you have to put a little fork under them to coax them up, but yeah, a few spring onions there, will do. Put these down here. Oh, right, come this camera. So that's all that's ready to harvest at the moment. But it'll be getting that time of year where everything starts coming ready. It's just keeping things watered. I don't like to overwater stuff because I don't want it to grow all wimpy. So that's today's harvest. So I'm happy with that. You know, this is where it all starts to pay off now. You know, the work you put in and you get the harvest. You know, there's a few quid there to pay for it, and all it's cost you is a bit of your time. Right, so now I'm going to head off home and see if I've got time to do a potato reveal, but it's looking doubtful. I need to put all this into some water. I'll do that at home. I'll just launch it into a big tub or something for now and try and get it over to the van, and then get home and see if I can do anything in the garden. Right, so I shall see you back in the garden. Right, it's the day after yesterday, so it's Saturday the 10th of June. So obviously it was a bit dark last night by the time I got back, and I got up this morning, it was absolutely pouring it down and blowing a gale, so it's been dry for the last hour or two. You know, it's pretty wet on the ground still, so I'm going to just harvest this broccoli. It's actually bigger than the stuff that I got from the allotment. Then we'll have a look around. I'll have to cut that off, the secateurs that won't open enough. I'm saying this, you know, it's not far off. Going to open out. You know, they're not a bad size at all, really. So I've got 8 from the allotment. I've only got 4 here. These are just leftovers that I just bunged in. That's one of the smaller ones, but still, it's, you know, it's a 4-inch. And this one, you can see it's starting to bud. So a couple of days and might have been a bit past it. There's that. So I've got the side shoots to go at now for a while. So we'll pop these over here for the moment. Watering out of the way. I'd look at these collies. There's nothing formed in them yet, but they are twisting in the middle. So I'll just pull this net down because I don't want any butterflies getting in. It's pretty much the same as I have at the allotment, really. This netting's about 6-7 year old, this blue stuff. This one's only 2 metre netting, because I usually use 3 metre at the allotment. There's not quite as much room either. You know, because the whole end of this garden's only 25 by 14, I think. Not that big. You know, the net's nice and tight around the beds as well. So slugs can get in, but snails tend to struggle carrying that big shell. Right, I'll come with the camera and we'll have a look around. These are some courgettes I've got left over. Cucumbers have been a little bit slow, but they are growing. So I've got a couple spare as well down there. These are the potato peel challenge. So you can see the floor in here, it's absolutely flooded, so I've put them up on something because this one just gets drips on, which doesn't help. So there's the potato peel challenge. This one is, what's this one? That one's Orla, that one's a Casablanca, and that one's a Navan. That one. So it's actually got little flower buds on it, so it's looking promising. Kelsey onion from last year, the seed pod is slowly opening. Oh, banging the camera about. All I've got down here, some lettuce down there. This is some stuff I'm testing in my own compost and that. There's test Orla in that one, and then Navan in that one. Navan was just something that we bought for the kitchen, you know, to eat. Parsnip challenge, ugly one. They're growing, not growing vigorously, but they're growing nevertheless. Over this side, tomatoes, I need to get in and trim all the lower foliage off as soon as the weather's a bit better. Well, I've made this little frame support, so that's all I'll do with that. As they grow, I'll just sort of any foliage that sort of overhangs, I can just tuck up underneath it and keeps them supported. There's flowers on it, so the tomatoes anytime soon. Parsnips there, leeks. Cats have been digging around them, so they filled a lot of holes in, so they might end up being a bit gritty. But never mind. Then we've got here, got some endive and some mazure, and here we have I believe you call it a weed. Oh, get rid of that, roots and all. Put that on some metal to dry out. But yeah, it lights me though, because you can just grab a bunch from underneath. You know, just keep opening out, but it's got to a point now, I'm overrun with that much lettuce stuff that I can just rip it out. And then leftover French climbing beans, because I refelted part of my shed, the roof there, so I thought, oh, I've got some canes. Oh, I'm growing some there, I think there's 8. Yeah, there's 8 there. See how they get on. It is a bit vertically upright, not so much of a lean-to, but nevertheless, it'll do. It's a little bed that's been sat there doing now, so I thought I might as well use it. Garlic, pretty much same as the allotment, not as big as the allotment one. It's carrots, a bit patchy, you know, they come up, but I've had ants in there, and it's obviously slugs have been having a field day. These are brunch shallots that I've bunged in. These, so I didn't do well with the seeds at all with them. Then we've got, just get out my shadow, can't really see, but these are just greens to Durham early, some left over from the plot I've just put in. I've harvested a couple of them. Currant bushes, so they've been meaning to go to the plot for years. They're about 2 or 3 years old days. They're sort of like neglected beyond belief. This is a compost, it's old lumpy compost this, but I actually shoved a parsnip in that, so that could be a real ugly one. Snail culprit here. I'm glad I've got pellets down. Big carrot box, because I lost one there. You know, it's trying to grow, but I'll get finished off that. There's a sweet candle. These strawberries, they're not doing so great to be honest, but I might just fire some runners off. Right, well, I'll look at the big onions up here. I've actually had a few go to seed. Right, you know, this one here, so I'll snap the spike off. So I'm not holding hopes for them. I mean, some of them are so chunky that if they don't go to seed, you know, they could end up being pretty good. Looks like that one there. That's, you know, that had gone to seed. But I've still got a few that haven't yet. And the biggest thing that's growing in the garden is the King Edward potatoes. Absolutely enormous. I mean, there must be about 4.5, maybe 5 foot then, to the tops. So I had a quick make-up of some poles and some ropes around, just to try and keep them all enclosed. There's a rope down the centre as well. I don't think you'll be able to see that because it's well down. But I might make it out down there, get the camera in. A bit of rope there. See, that runs right through the centre of them, just to help them keep them all boxed in so they don't flop about everywhere. I think these are taking a bit of light away from the cucumbers in there, that's why they're a bit slow. But I've not watered these for about 2 weeks because it's been nothing but rain. But they're all the King Edwards. I think they're about 74 days old now. So they're just over the halfway mark really, if you want to go for the full 20 weeks. I'm going to spray them in about half an hour anyway, because it's just over a week since I last sprayed them. So while the leaves, the foliage dry, I'm going to give them a good coat with some spray. It is windy, I'd rather not do it with wind, but I'd rather do that than risk it. So, right, what else we got on the polytunnel now? Tomatoes, I've not even watered since I planted them in. That's how stubborn I am. I wanted them to get some roots down quick, but they've not suffered anything for it. I need to de-sucker them a bit. So, you know, it's like this one here, got sucker here, but it's just split, so I need to decide which I'm going to grow. So I might shear that one off actually. Job for tomorrow, that. Yeah, but they're all surviving, and we pull these pots out. That's where I'm going to water through eventually. You can see, oh, you might see it in there, but the roots have come through already. Look in that one, roots there. So they won't move out there. They're anchored in good and proper now, which is what I wanted. Say I put 40-50 litres of water in each bed, just sat them in that day, and that's it. They're in. But sun goes, tomatoes on them. These are my peppers. I think they're like lunchbox pepper. These are not very big at all. But, I'll get some off them. Obviously the basil, and then some leftover French climbers. And there we have some seedlings. It was a failed batch. It was an old pack of seeds, cabbage tundra. But I've got some Savoy cabbage, cauliflower autumn giant, some sprouts which are called Doric, and some more Aquilles, broccoli or Calabrese. So they're all hoping to go where me first and second earlies are at the allotment. That's the plan. Some peas down the side there, some leftover peas that I've, in the bit of gutter that I've shoved in. See how they go on. Sunflowers down there. Some mum's lilies and whatnot then. Look at this raspberries. These are the raspberries I got from the allotment. So that one's dying, but shoot, ladybird there, hello. So these are taking. So is this one. So if I can get a good root on them, some of them, I can put them back in and start again, sort of thing. These salad things I did. What date? I can't remember now. The 31st. So what they had now? 11 days. Apparently 21 days you can harvest. About halfway. So I don't think 21 days is realistic. Like I was saying, 30 to 40 maybe. This spinach I need to get rid of and re-sow because it's gone pale. I think all the feed's gone out of the compost. But still picking at this tray. Plenty on it. Loads of it. Everything else is just flowers and sweet peas. These are my own sweet pea, these. Taking seeds from for years now. Keep growing my own, so I couldn't tell you the variety, but I just find with sweet peas that if you save your own seed, they tend to germinate a lot better. Another welcome sight. It's nice to see they're out and about. Might see the aphids go away then. Yeah, what have we got in this greenhouse? Obviously this is set up in the partial shade because everything will cook otherwise. Got some lettuce that's starting to make an appearance. Just some romaine lettuce. Leftover sweet corn. Scotch bonnet. Getting loads of this overwintered plant, this. Another one there, I don't know what that is. It's a pepper plant anyway. Some pumpkins at the back. More pumpkins, some leftover lettuce at the bottom. I'm growing pumpkins, but I am not growing them anywhere here or at the allotment. I'll show you where they're going, because next door don't look after the garden, so I'll just give you a shot. Over there. So I'm going to plant them down that bottom end, and they'll run south. She's alright with it because she wants some sort of grandkids. So I said, right, I'll cover it with pumpkin plants with pleasure. So right, I'm going to do a potato reveal now. I've got these 2 final pots of rocket. Got about 100 days. You might look at leaves and think, oh, it's blight, it's blight. It's not. It's just tip burn. It's been bruised and battered at the moment. It's not blight. There's some Charlottes. I'll tell you about them when I do a reveal after the rocket. It's been a bit of an experiment, that one. So I'll just show you quickly. The big carrots over here. Obviously something's been having a do with these. Not looking too healthy. Burnt or something. Obviously I had another attack victim there. I'll just see how they get on. That's all I can do, and there's wood lice knocking about in here as well. They won't help. So, right, we'll get on with this potato reveal. I think I've covered everything down the garden now. And then see how we get on with that. Right, grab this rocket now. One pot over here. Grab the other one. Not water, these are better than nothing. This is the last reveal. So I've just left them to it. It's been a bit busy, and it's been raining plenty, so I thought I'll leave them be, see what happens. You know, 'cause I wasn't overly impressed with the first haul, so I don't think this is going to fare much different. You never know. Sticks out of the way, pop them there. Tub some left with waste stuff. Cut the tops off. It is like not all the seed potatoes, but if I put 4 in each of these, it's like all of them, you know, didn't come up. So, you never know. Yeah, I'm going to compost with potato tops. There's a lot of greens there for rotting stuff down. When you get it hot enough, you ain't got to worry about stuff. Right, so just go for it. Different, but it doesn't look dry anyway, so rain's not done. Anyhow, so crap out of there. Right. Good God, a bit big. Yeah, they're a bit big, these. I'm not going to just weigh one tub, I'm going to do them both and weigh the two together. Yeah, they're a bit big these, but cut them up and roast them. That's like more sort of size. With one seed potato there. The tiny ones. There seems to be a few more spuds. I don't want to do that weight wise. See if take them out. So there's a few there in a couple of weeks and they'll have swollen up. I think that's about a lot for that tub. So I'm going to do the same again as I did last time. Fill that tub about halfway. Get some fishing bowl. Pop that in. Give that a bit of a mix up. Couple of panther crowns, main crops. See if they give you anything. Put it right to the top. Give me any joy. Bucket tag back in there, so that's helping going. Get down there. Great, your back's for me. Coming there. There's string and whatnot. Oh, ladybird there. Pull off the top out of that one. Oh, that's fun. Look at that. Pull some of these out. I'm going to put stuff in the compost bin. whack it about the spade first. Speed things up a bit. There's one on top there straight away. Tiny ones I'll put in there because I'm pretty sure the compost will get hot enough to destroy them. Okay, again. Let's see what we get this time. Deep potato. There we go. It's massive. About 80 days, a bit small. 100 days too big. So these 90 days it seems to be okay for size, but you end up with a lot of small ones left. You know, 80 or 90 days. If you repot it, then the small ones will grow. Or do like I've done and just leave them in and take the big ones and think, oh well. I tend to go for varieties that you can roast as well, not just strictly boilers. So then, little tiny ones just throwing away because you just end up at the bottom of the sack, rolling around. Right, you know that marble size. Right, then again, want some of that in there. Pot out, fishing bowl. Seed tracer, not what's left of it. Could do with this drying out a little bit because it's quite wet, so it's like the seed potato. Not worried about any tiny spouts, but you know, coming up, really little tiny rocket ones because it'll take a while to send them up. Pebbles will be up first. Two of them, one. Not way big here. A few more than last time, but still will. Last time, 2.2 pounds. And the 30 litre pots then. So, 90 litres of compost, you're buying decent stuff, ain't cheap. Try and tip these in. That's better. That's just slightly over 6 kilo. about 7 kilo and 90 litres of compost. Can't bother doing the maths on that. It's not ace, it's alright. But they are a bit big, that's what I'm with them. That's rocket. Will I grow them next year? I don't know. As I said, they're definitely not my biggest yielder for a first early. I look back at one of my old videos actually, I think it was from 2013 or something, New York. I think I had £7.5 actually, I thought it was only 6. It was a reveal I did with me and my friends. Right, yeah, other pots now. And these Charlottes. No real fancy way to describe this, but these are actually grown from potatoes taken from a blighted late sort of sowing. So these were originally from Christmas potatoes. So they had blight. All the blighted tops that I had from Orbis Bud last year went in the compost, and it's mixed with manure. So it's got blighted tops in the compost, grown with a blighted, very tiny potato. I've actually kept some of the seed potatoes. I might replant these if they do alright, but you can see it's pretty small. Probably not even, probably about an inch on its largest bit. You know, and there's some real scrawny ones. They only had one chit, so all these have got is just one single chit on each. So, and they're in, I think they're 10 litre pots. Yeah, 10 litre pots then. And the only feed they've had is a bit of this at the beginning. But like I say, it's all blighted stuff. They were in the pod, so they were tiny for ages. They actually got sown in February, these. You know, about middle of February, just before my rocket did. So I put them outside because they were really leggy. You know, I put supports on them to try and firm up, and yeah, they come up. So we'll just see. So I've got 5 of these to go at. I'm not going to harvest them all today. If I do one, then I know if it's going to be an epic fail or not. But no sign of blight on it. It will do eventually, obviously, because I've not sprayed them. You know, with a blight preventative or anything like that. So it's just all muck and the old compost from the composted potato tops and torch bedding, all sorts of junk. So we shall see what we get. So it might not be like, I can see one potato inside. A nice little size those, nice and nice colour. So we'll see if we get any more. Oh, see another one. Big. That's the seed potato, that. It's still rock hard. The size of some of these. The seed potatoes, is that healthy? I bet they'd produce another sprout. So I might do that. I might leave them out for a couple of weeks, see if they send a sprout out, and then replant them, see if I can get a second batch off it. There's not a lot of spuds here. But considering I had a failed crop from them at Christmas, I got a few, but nothing massive. I just held on to some of the tiny ones. You know, so when you get your right tiny ones, you can, I mean, there's tiny and then there's really tiny. But, you know, it's like that. You can save that, and that could be a seed potato. You know, you've only got small tubs to go at. I'm just curious. I'm going to do one more pot. And then weigh the two together, and we'll see what sort of weight we get. I'll pick one that's a bit small. Yeah, that's You know, because people are a bit afraid of dealing with blighted potato plants, but if your compost gets red hot, it won't survive. And two, once it's broken down proper, it becomes like a soil-based mix, so the spores can't survive on it. You know, it actually needs to be a living plant for the spores to sit on. You know, they will last on soil for a short while. I thought I'd try this just to sort of prove a point that, you know, this is what I'm saying, it is. But you know, considering what I got off them, well, there's the 2 seed potatoes. Those are the potatoes 4, still rock hard. So I'm actually going to try that and see if I can sprout them again. And try and grow a Christmas crop out of them. Blight will probably finish them up by then. Any more? Okay, it's not the best compost this, but it's done the job. There's the old stuff. You know, I had that all my potato tops wet in it, and it got really hot. It stung. There's that much greenery in it, and I've got enough browns in it. So we'll give them away. I'm going to carry back after 10 0 per bucket. Down a bit. There's over £2 there. Could be £2.5, maybe £3 there, I think. The seed potatoes I've taken out, so down there, so they're not being counted. Right. Let's have a look. I'll have to give myself some of them electrical scales that lock on. It's sun in my eyes. It is £2 6 ounces. So, remember my rocket harvest? The first one was 2.2 out of 30 litres of compost for 4 seed potatoes. That is out of 10 litre pots, that's 20 litres of compost. 2 second-hand potatoes, I suppose, grown in blighted compost. Seed potatoes taken from a blighted plant, and it's worked out about £1 3 ounce of potatoes per 10 litres. So, try and work that out. These have got more weight per litrage, really, to be honest. So I'm not surprised. I thought also it was possible, but there we go. You know, there's nothing wrong with them at all. They're perfectly fine, these Charlottes. So it just goes straight. If you've got a few little spuds knocking about, they think, oh, not going to bother with that. We'll just put a few to one side and grow. You know, as I've previously, I mean, there's no scab or nothing on them. They're perfectly fine. They've not been like pampered or anything. You know, I did treat them quite mean, just to see. You know, some of them are a bit big, obviously. You know, I kind of prefer them all sort of Charlottes, that sort of size. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. But I was going to plant some of these other ones, so I might put 2 of these in there, some of this, but I might just hang fire and wait for these other ones, these other old second-hand seed potatoes. Now I'll do a video and I'll see how they get on, see if I can get a second crop out of the same seed potatoes. So they're hard, they're firm, so I don't see why not. They're as hard as the actual potatoes I've got out of it. They've just gone, they're still green, you know, where I had them on the windowsill. So I can see a very sprout. I mean, I'm hoping they'll fire another sprout out. As I say, there's only one on each and it fired, so we'll just see. They might just rot, I don't know. But we'll see. Well, you can only try. Right, so I think that's about it. This is a long video, but never mind. Next one, don't know when that'll be, a couple of weeks probably. So, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.